Chicago and Judah Tribe, acknowledge your reigning, defending, undisputed NFC North heavyweight champions of the world, the brand new Detroit Lions. See, of course, we got Thanksgiving coming Thursday afternoon. The big Thanksgiving game. We got Chicago coming to town. The old Detroit-Chicago rivalry officially back in business. You know, they hate us, we hate them. So there's mutual hate everywhere because it's War Week, baby. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this Thanksgiving game and see how the Lions match up against good old Toilet. So, of course, for this game, Detroit enters this game as 10-point favorites against the Bears, so the Lions are favored by double digits. Jesus Christ, that's like the third time in the last month the Lions have been favored by double digits in a game. Hot damn. Chicago, they lead the all-time series over Detroit 105, 78, and 5. But, however, Detroit has won 3 of the last 4 meetings against the Bears in the last 2 years. Chicago, they're currently 0-4 on the road this year. Detroit is 4-1 at home this year. So, Chicago enters on a 5-game losing streak while Detroit's on a 9-game winning streak. So, one streak will continue, and one will, or both could be snapped this weekend. This Thursday, we'll have to see. But yeah, the whole plan is to give Chicago another loss. The first of 2 meetings against Chicago this year. Yeah, it took this long to finally get to War Week. Damn. But, of course, the key players on the Bears offense, of course, at quarterback, of course, is the rookie first overall pick in the draft, Caleb Williams, the rookie. And Caleb has had his growing pains as a rookie. Which, let's be honest, though, we already know how this is going to end for Caleb because he's going to have a new head coaching coordinator next year that's going to fuck him up. Like, let's not beat around the bush here. Caleb Williams is going to be a bust for the Bears. You want to know how I know he's going to be a bust? Because it's illegal for the Bears to have a franchise quarterback. Considering the last time the Bears had a franchise quarterback was back in the 40s with Sid Luckman when Adolf Hitler was still alive. That's how Bear fans should know their QB history is complete horseshit. When you have to go back to a time when Hitler was still alive and World War II was still happening to find the last franchise QB of the Chicago Bears. Of course, that running back for the Bears is now DeAndre Swift at running back. And oh yeah, I should mention one more thing. This is DeAndre Swift's first game back in Detroit since being traded last year during the 2023 NFL Draft. Yeah, Swift is finally getting his return back to Detroit. And let's be honest, Swift ain't going to get any welcoming reception in Detroit. He ain't going to be welcomed back with open arms. I mean, we didn't welcome Matt Stafford back with open arms. What makes you think you'll be any different? Especially when you play for Detroit's most hated division rival next to Green Bay. I mean, difference between Chicago hating Green Bay hate is we hate Green Bay because they won too much. They won so goddamn much. Well, we mainly hate Chicago because their fan base are a bunch of dumbasses and assholes. Like, the Green Bay hate is the only thing we have in common. That's literally it. Plus, we also hate Chicago because of Bulls-Pistons rivalries and Red Wings-Blackhawk rivalries. So it's not just one sport, it's multiple sports. In terms of receiving what core? Well, the receiving core consists of Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and the rookie Rome Odunze, and at tight end Cole Kmet. So, yeah, it's crazy. All those offensive weapons for Caleb Williams. And the Bears still have a losing record this season and have lost 5 in a row. All of that just to still be last in the NFC North. Of course, for the Bears' key players on defense, they are without Andrew Billings on the D-line as he's on the IR with a pectoral injury. They do got some other players on that D-line. You know, they got Gervin Dexter, Montez Sweat, and DeMarcus Walker. Linebacking core is anchored by the likes of Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. The secondary, they are without Jaquan Brisker as he's still on the IR on their concussion protocol. Damn, he's been on IR. He's been on the protocol for the last month. Jesus Christ. I guess some players just handle concussions differently. Fuck, that sucks for him. But they do got other players in that secondary like Kevin Byard, Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, and Tyreek Stevenson. Of course, the head coach of this fucking mess in Chicago is Matt Eberflus, who's most likely going to be fired at the end of the season. Because every time the Bears draft a rookie QB in the first round, they fire their head coach the following season. It happened with Trubisky. It happened with Justin Fields. And it's going to happen with Caleb Williams. By the way, how did Trubisky and Justin Fields turn out in Chicago? Oh yeah, they were both bust. Well, I guess we can already foreshadow Caleb Williams' future. Although he might be more promising than both of them combined. Time will tell there. And of course, the offensive coordinator, they had a coordinator and fired him. Shane Walden, he got fired because he was fucking awful. So then they brought in Thomas Brown, who was last on the Carolina Panthers, who was responsible for ruining Bryce Young in Carolina. And you're going to trust Thomas Brown to develop Caleb Williams when he couldn't even develop Bryce Young? Oh, God! See, Chicago, this is why nobody takes you fucking seriously. Especially when you talk all that fucking shit in the offseason and then get smacked in the mouth and dick punched back to reality week 1. Jesus fucking Christ. And the defensive coordinator of this team is Eric Washington. So in terms of the Bears' offense and defensive rankings, Bears' offense is ranked 24th in terms of yards. They're 29th in the pass game, 22nd in the run game. And because the Bears, it's not surprising the Bears' offense is awful. It's illegal for the Bears to have even a good offense. The Bears' defense, though, has been disappointing considering they were a pretty good unit last year. And this year they've taken a step back. As the Bears' defense is the 17th ranked defense of the year in the league in terms of yards allowed. They're 13th against the pass, but 20th against the run. So obviously the big key to winning this game, of course, is establishing the run. Establish the run with Sonic and Knuckles, a.k.a. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Establish that, And Jared Goff also has to do better with the ball placement because Jared Goff had issues against Chicago last year holding on to the ball because he had a lot of turnovers against Chicago last year. Actually, that's been the theme his whole career. To where Jared Goff has a lot of turnovers against Chicago. So, yeah, he has to do better holding on to the ball and then get the ball and then get the receiving out. Defensively, got to get pressure to Caleb Williams because we've seen it before. You get pressure to Caleb Williams, he'll fold like a graham cracker. And then got to find a way to shut down DJ Moore and Roman Duza. So, yeah, but bottom line is, I have confidence they can stop the run and stuff DeAndre Swift. So Swift won't get that big of a return. Although it is a revenge game, and revenge games are always fucking weird. But yeah, still. Anyway, though, just get pressure to Williams and they'll fold like a graham cracker. And plus, the Bears need to have an ass whooping because they're so fucking confident about this game, thinking it's going to be a trap game for Detroit because, Detroit hasn't won a Thanksgiving game since 2016. And Detroit and Goff struggled against the Bears last year, even though they split the season series with the Bears last season. And, we shouldn't underestimate Chicago because, they played great against Green Bay and Minnesota, losing in heartbreaking fashion, where they lost off a blocked field goal against Green Bay and then lost to Minnesota in overtime. And, by the way, Bears fans, you can't blame the coin toss for that one against Minnesota since he won the toss and got the ball first. He just couldn't take advantage of it. So, yeah. But, yeah, this should be a win. But you can't underestimate the Bears. But here's the one thing about the Green Bay and Minnesota games. That was Green Bay and Minnesota. Detroit is not Green Bay or Minnesota. Let's get that straight. The sooner you dumbasses realize that, the better off you'll be. So, yeah, I think just establish the run. Jared Goff just needs to keep the ball clean and not turn it over so goddamn much. I think if they do all that, there should be an easy win, no problem. They're favored by 10 fucking points on Thanksgiving. Winning is an expectation. There's no excuse to lose this game. Especially the Chicago. Detroit badly needs to win on Thanksgiving. They haven't won in 8 years. I think that streak needs to end this year. And I do think it will win. I do have Detroit winning this game 20-18. I got Detroit by 2. I think Chicago's going to give Detroit a fight. But in the end, I think Detroit will indeed give Chicago belt to ass. They've had throughout the season on this 9-game winning streak. And I think after Thanksgiving Thursday, I think Detroit will do something that has never been done before. Win 10 games in a row. Currently at 9. And we just need a win Thursday to get this done from here to here. And then give Chicago their 6th straight loss. And send the Bears downhill. I mean, it would be funny. It would be funnier if Detroit lost so that the Bears are stuck with Matt Eberflus. But we cannot lose to Chicago. We gotta handle business because we can't rely on Green Bay or Minnesota to lose and gain some ground on them in the division. Like, the only thing Detroit can control is what they can control. Get this win, humble these Bears fans. And I honestly don't think we have to worry about Judah Tribe for War Week this week, since Judah's still too busy feuding with his own fan base if Caleb Williams is the guy or not. I'll just say this here real quick. If you're having to argue with people over Caleb, if Caleb Williams is the guy or not, then he's probably not him. Just gonna say that for the record. Unless he magically fucking turns great all of a sudden. I'll say this though. I bet you Judah Tribe will sing a different tune about Caleb Williams if he beats the Lions Thursday. And if the Lions lose Thursday, Bears fans will be insufferable the rest of the week. And lean up into the next meeting before Christmas. So yeah, let's just get this win, shut these cocky-ass Bears fans up that talk so much shit throughout the offseason and talk about how they're going to win the Super Bowl with Caleb, and that's going to be Super Bowl, bear down. Well, this Sunday, the Bears are about to get down and fucked by the belt. And Detroit going to whoop Chicago like a dog Thursday. Let's go get this W. Let's go humble the Bear fans. And I do have the throwback jersey on because the Lions should be wearing the throwbacks for Thanksgiving this week. No, this is not a Calvin Johnson throwback. This is actually a Dick Night Train Lane throwback. It's the only throwback jersey I have in my collection. But yeah, let's go get this W. Let's end the Thanksgiving losing streak. And oh, by the way, any Lions fans that have been against the Lions being on Thanksgiving because of the losing streak, I guarantee you everyone in the fan base will change that tune if they win Thursday against Chicago. We'll find out for sure Thursday, that's for sure. Let's go get this W. Let's go win on Turkey Day. Let's send Chicago's ass back home with an L. Let's get to 11-1. And oh, by the way, there's an outside shot Detroit can clinch a playoff spot this week. But for Detroit to clinch a spot, not only do they need to win, they need losses from San Francisco, Seattle, Arizona, and Tampa Bay. Or they need losses from San Francisco, Seattle, Arizona, Atlanta, and Washington. Honestly, just keep winning. And, if we get help, we get help. But I have my doubts. I think a couple of them will lose, but I don't think all of them will. That's just asking too much, though. But yeah, let's go get this W, get to 11-1, and let's keep the train rolling to New Orleans. And take care of these pests in Chicago. And let's turn the Bears into our doormat at Ford Field. So let's go get this W. Let's go settle War Week. And let's show Judah Tribe why we got this belt in the first place last year. Since, hey Judah Tribe, long time no see. And look what we got. Look what we got since the last time we met. Looks good, doesn't it? Especially on my shoulders. But let's get this win. And as always, go Lions and fuck the Bears.
Detroit, let's work. Hey.
Takes a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
Takes a little bit more.
Yeah.
It takes more to be one pride, a little bit more to be Detroit. It takes more to be this live, a little bit more to make this noise. One pride, more fight, more heart, more grit. One pride, more fight, more heart, more. Still rep the city and we still gritty like we did it before. Still defend the den, except this time we brought a little bit more. We ain't kicked off, it sound like we scored. Turn it up, that's what kickoff is for. When you're talking about one pride, we don't get loud, we deliver the roar. Tell them boys when the coin flip, we gon' come with it, don't fumble it. The pressure's high and the fresh jerseys with block numbers gon' double it. Hey, it's one pride and the Lions did what they up against. This Detroit, if it's smoke, we ain't never ducking it, let's kick it off. It takes more to be one pride, a little bit more to be